Hello, my name is Marcelo Gonçalves Gameiro. I'm here in China for about 8 months. I don't know if you saw my first video, the first video that I did called Reaching Out. So I explained the situation that I was sharing here in this picture. So I didn't came from Brazil to China to spoil my experience being locked at home. So I'm trying to make friends, right? Besides teaching, so I wanted to have a full experience about getting to know different people, making friends with them, learning about their language and many other things. So that would be not nice to stay and eat at home and not talking to people. But coming from my background, I'm kind of quiet person. So I was a little bit shy as well. So I improve a lot to become a teacher, right? Because I have to speak in public. And also I find out that many students here are very shy. So I'm trying to give them some tips and things that helps me to become a better person, to deal with people, improve my people skills, right? And I find that many of them find that very interesting. So this is my second video. So I try very different things and sometimes crazy things because I embrace that my vulnerability. Like I wasn't always like this, but the more you do something, it's easier it becomes for you. Keep doing it, and you might end up being having fun while doing it, while making friends and so on. So here was one of my ideas, right? So I put this sign here, and it did not work very well. So a lot of people goes, and if they find another empty table, like you can see here, they rather not sitting with a stranger. But I'm not saying it did not working at all, because for example, when the canteen is getting crowded and no more empty tables, so I started to point out for the sign. Well, here's a place you can sit behind me or besides me. So I'm saving this place. It's empty, and it ended up with aiding some students to sit with me on the canteen. But it works more better when I ask them to, can I sit with here? Because I am the one taking the initiative. So people usually don't take the initiative. And this is what I'm sharing here. These are not very difficult things to do, but sometimes because we are shy, we find justifications not to do it. And then you end up saying, well, I did not really wanted to do this. So I find myself in that position. So I don't want to. Sometimes that's okay. You're not feel like talking to someone, but I don't want to lose the opportunity of doing something that I really want to do it because I'm afraid of or shy of doing it. So I started to do a lot of things, and this is was one of them. So today I want to share two situations. So the first one is this one here. Let me. I even recorded. So this was in the canteen when I was asking to sit with the students. So here I am in line picking up my food. Too noisy, right? So here I am in line pick up my food. So now I'm going around trying to find a table. And then here I find this two students here. I'm showing them what I did to sit with people, showing my sign. So I didn't have to use that day because there was no empty table, so I asked to sit with them. My English is hard. Yeah, so I didn't have to use today, right? That's nice. You speak English? My English is poor. No, that's okay. English is not my native language as well. I speak Portuguese. So many students are shy because they don't speak English well. So I tell them, well, I'm not a native speaker as well, so I have to learn my English. So I talk about my country and ask about China, talk about my experience in there. So I share things that I'm a teacher in the university. So I end up having a really very good talk with them. So as you can see here, we're talking about. Let's keep going on this. What's here? I'm not speaking Portuguese. No, don't. So they asked me if I speak Chinese. I don't speak Chinese at all, but I'm still there having fun. I'm having a good experience in China. So by the end of the meal, I even have the opportunity to share the contact in the WeChat. WeChat is the social media here. So by just having a meal together and talking a lot, so they know that I'm a teacher. I know they're their students. So it's not like we're meeting bad people, like people trying to scam you right there. So it's kind of safe environment. So it's very easy to make friends. But if you don't take the initiative to do it, we're being end up not doing it, right? So most people eating alone. For example, they're together there because they are roommates. So if they're not roommates, so they're missing the opportunity to make new friends. But don't have a roommate, so I'm here alone in my apartment in China as a teacher, no family, no one. So I needed to do something to make friends. So I'm trying everything possible that I can imagine. So here I am exchanging the WeChat contact with them. Do the same thing. Send me your name, okay? In pinyin. So I'm doing the best as I can. So ask them to write their name in pinyin, since this is normal letters for Portuguese and English. Because if it was in Chinese, I wouldn't understand at all. So when I have all this contact with all the students, so they're living here in the dormitory in the university. Sometimes I go walk around the lake. Sometimes I chat some with them, say, well, I'm going to walk around the lake. Do you want to go with me so we can practice our English? So I'm having a opportunity to get to know them, to understand about their the way of living here in China. So they're helping me when I needed some translation. And here is the other video that I wanted to share. So I don't want people to think that they always going to say yes for me because I'm foreigner. So sometimes I get a no, and sometimes a lot of no's. For example, this was the day. This was yesterday. So I went to a theater. I wanted to watch this drama called Amber. So I went there and I find that they have no tickets available anymore. So let's see what's happening here. I need to buy the tickets. No more? It's sold out. What's mail? So I'm not understand what she's saying. Right? What's mail? I don't know what she was saying to me, but I understand there's no more ticket. So then I went back with another idea. I put in my phone so I can translate for her. I asked her if she would be selling a standby ticket. So she's gonna ask somebody if there is a possibility or not. But what if somebody does not come? Okay, this is what I'm telling you. Go. Okay. Okay. So let me pause the video here and say, for most people, when they come to this situation that they say, no, there's no more ticket. Most of people go back home. But did you ever give up in your first try? So I'm just staying in there a little bit more and talking a few ideas. For example, I have done this before, so I have a one standby ticket. So the show starts, not everyone comes in the show, so they still have empty spots in the audience. So why can you sell me one of those, right? The show already started, the people are not coming. So I was trying to do the same thing here. So I want you to understand that don't give up so easily. Sometimes people say, no, I don't want to do this. And then you can say, why you don't want to do this? Maybe because they're shy. And they come and answer me that because they don't want to, for example, take pictures with me and the challenge that I put to my students, the power posing position to take pictures with the strangers. So if somebody says no, instead of say okay and go for the other person, ask why no. Are you shy? Maybe they are shy, and then you can tell, well, I'm doing this because I'm shy too, so I try to overcome. I'm not gonna bite you, and sometimes you're gonna get a yes because you did not give up in the first time. So here I am trying not to give up in the first time. So I'm trying to see if there's another way or a new possibilities. So let's see how this experience is going to end up for me. So here I'm going to the lobby that she told me to go to the lobby. So she doesn't speak English. She's going to call someone else. I need someone to speak English. I want to stand by tickets. So she sent me somewhere else. I don't know where she's sending me, so I went there to see what it is. And here's a place to print the ticket that you buy online, not to buy new tickets. Because I went downstairs and they told me that it's sold out, no more tickets.
Yes. So there is just to get your ticket.
To print.
Yes.
Okay. Do perhaps sell standby tickets? For example, the show starts and somebody's missing, not coming. Maybe you can sell me a later one.
There's no other tickets.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. So I'm getting the second no. So downstairs, the ticket off. Now here again. So the lady in the entrance said no, right? So, but it's still lingering there, right? So let's see what's gonna happen now. Now here comes the manager. She's gonna talk to me. Hello. I'm asking if there's standby tickets. For the last time I came to the show,
you want to buy this show ticket?
Yes, I went downstairs. They said no more tickets.
I think, do you have this APP?
I don't understand Chinese. I don't use those.
You don't understand Chinese.
I had to buy in cash and then the tickets.
We don't have to cash to buy tickets. You can just wrote down this ATP and just buy it online.
But is there available seats?
Yes, have available seats. You just buy it online and we can take a ticket.
But the problem is I just can't do it.
You can?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
The last time I came here watching opera, I bought the tickets downstairs.
Yeah. Okay. You do like this show?
Well, I'm here in China, so I am watching several ones. There are the ones that I like, and there are the ones that I don't like so much.
You very like dramas.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy here, so I'm here trying to get to know your country.
So I can just give you a ticket.
Wow, that's so nice. Thank you.
No. I will give you another. Sorry.
Okay. So as you can see, just because I was lingering there, telling that I appreciated being China, learning about their language, about their culture, about their many things in here that have so good stuff here, so for you can enjoy. So she gave me one for free. So can you imagine, just because the first time when they said no for me in the office and I go back home, right? I would miss this opportunity. So I end up watching this really nice theater. It's a nice drama for free. Although I didn't understand too much because I don't speak Chinese, but I enjoyed so much my experience there. So what I'm telling you, don't give up in the first time. So it's of course that somebody would say no to you and maybe you get more no's than yeses, but as long as you keep trying, it's becoming easier and you're not being afraid anymore to talk to a stranger. So just because I'm having such a great experience here, and I noticed that when I share those kind of experiences and tips, things that people can do to improve their social ability, my students are liking that so much. I end up recording some of those tips and putting in an online course. So I'm here teaching right now math. So since I'm preparing all the materials, since I'm having all the materials already, I'm recording those and putting in the online course. So here is the platform that I'm using to share my knowledge. So This is one of the math course that I put it here. So this was the first one, but I also have this one about social skills, so about people abilities, people skills, right? So you can go in the Udemy platform, and then you can type my name here, Marcelo Gonçalves Gameiro. You will find a few courses. Right now I have two courses in math and this one about people skills. I'm planning to do more since I'm teaching here alive, so I'm preparing the material. I'm using the same material to put courses here online. So it's just a little step further, right? So I hope you enjoy. So if you go to the course of people skills, you will see the first lessons free. So I give you one more tip about what things that you can do to improve yourself. So this is helping me, helping my students. I'm being very grateful the opportunity to come here in China, share this knowledge. So I see people's lives improving, especially mine. So I wouldn't have this kind of experience if I didn't try stuff out, right? So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you get inspired. So inspired by trying to do something, right? So you can improve your life. So I hope to see you next video. Bye.